Have you ever tried to yank a grape off of a grapevine before it was ripe? Yeah, it's really bitter. It's sour. You spit it out, right? When we used to do that, my grandma, my grandpa, they used to look at us like, why are you wasting that grape? You knew it wasn't ripe. Let me tell you something. I learned a lesson a day or so ago about me and my business that reminded me of my grandma and grandpa and working in the vineyard with them all those years as a little kid. So let me tell you a little bit more about that story and what I realized after talking with my business coach, Kim. So every year when Grandma and Grandpa would plant the rootstock, you see, they didn't grow grapes. They grew what is called rootstock. They grew the grape vine. I know, sounds a little weird, right? But these plants were called mother plants, and their job was to grow these huge, long, 20 feet, 30 feet long vines. And then Grandma and Grandpa's business provided the actual vineyard to grow grapes, the plants to plant. There was a whole process, very interesting, but boring. I was 6, so yeah, it was really boring. So every year we would start with what looked like a scalped plant in the field, and Grandpa would fertilize it, and whew, it was awful stuff. And then they would fumigate the rows to kill off the weeds, so the weeds didn't choke out the plants. And then what weeds did come along, we would go down those rows and pick those weeds all summer long. In between there was irrigation. In the hot North Valley, it had to have water. Now, the thing is, if Grandpa had tried to cut those vines too soon, he would have shortchanged himself and the profit of his business. And the grape farmers wouldn't have the plants they needed to grow the grapes either. So everyone would have lost. So you're thinking, Carla, what does that have to do with what you do today in affiliate marketing? As a farmer, i.e., as a business owner, as an everyday entrepreneur, we have certain steps that need to be done. There's A, B, C, D. Rinse and repeat. And sometimes it's not very pretty. It's not very elegant. It's boring. Just like working in the vineyard. But I actually had a personal growth moment. Sorry, didn't turn off my phone. I actually had a personal growth moment when I asked a question of my coach, and she giggled and said, "You're overthinking it." The next question, "You're overworking it. You're working too hard. You're making it too hard on yourself." And as I sat and I thought about that, I was like, man, you're right. It's like trying to weed the garden before you've even planted the seeds. It's like trying to reap the harvest before you stuck a seed in the ground or watered it or weeded it or waited for it to grow. And so the personal growth tip I walked away with the other day is, Carla, go back to your roots. Let's plant the seed. Let's water it gently. Don't drown it. Weed when necessary so the plant doesn't get choked out. But be careful. Don't pull the plant out with the weed. And then be patient. Because when you do, the harvest comes every season. So, if I were to give you a personal growth tip to walk away with, to think about, and to use in your everyday entrepreneurial journey, it would be this. Stop chasing shortcuts. Start trusting the process. And I learned this morning, you don't have to hustle yourself to death to grow something meaningful. Slow down. Enjoy the process. So, if this hits home for you, you're my kind of everyday entrepreneur. One who wants to hurry up and get it done, hurry up and reap the rewards. Friends, you don't want underripe fruit. You want the right, juicy fruit who comes to you for what you're offering. So if that's you, follow me for more personal growth tips. I can't even speak today. And for every entrepreneur truths that keep it real, keep it growing, and keep it fun. Okay, see you tomorrow.